From the WYLN studios in Hazleton, Pennsylvania, WYLN Evening Edition at 5:30 starts right now.
Good evening. It's Thursday, December 1st, 2016. I'm Ann Gownley. Summit Hill police have charged a Coaldale woman for her part in an alleged abduction and robbery last month. They are still looking for two of her accomplices. 49-year-old Carrie Blasco was picked up by Mahoning Township police after a traffic stop. She has been charged with criminal conspiracy for robbery, false imprisonment, and simple assault. She was arraigned before the on-call district judge Joseph Homenko of Weatherly, who set bail at $10,000. She is in Carbon County Prison. Police Chief Joseph Fidos Jr. says police have warrants out for her two accomplices. 54-year-old John Russup, whose last known address was Owl Creek Road in Tamaqua, and 31-year-old Amber Neff of Spring Grove. The three were wanted in connection with an alleged abduction that resulted in the stabbing and robbery of a Tamaqua woman on the evening of November 18th. Anyone with information on Russup or Neff's whereabouts are asked to call Summit Hill Police at 570-645-7429 or call Carbon County 911. A woman had her purse snatched last night in Nanticoke. It happened at the Wise Plaza in Nanticoke around 5:30 p.m. Police say a 72-year-old woman was getting into her car when the thief opened the door and took off with her purse. She wasn't hurt, and there's no description of the assailant. Anyone with information is asked to call police in Nanticoke. Almost 2 weeks ago, a family of 6 was forced out of their home after hearing a loud crackling sound in their own backyard, which unfortunately was a mine subsidence. Sam and Tracy Quick and their 4 children had not stayed at the home on Park Place Road in Schuylkill County since the mine subsidence. Regional spokesperson for the Pennsylvania DEP, Colleen Connolly, says the DEP is involved with the mine situation.
Our Bureau of Abandoned Mine Reclamation went down, took a look, and they believe all indications are at this point it's mine subsidence because of the history of mines in that area of Schuylkill County. So they initiated an emergency contract, hired a contractor to, number one, use extremely large beams to support the structure of the home itself. The home was in danger of going into the hole. So they stabilized the home. Now they're working on stabilizing the hole itself and filling in the hole with concrete. Thousands of pounds of concrete are going into that hole to fill it in and to make sure it doesn't happen again.
There are about 1 million homes in Pennsylvania that are above abandoned mines. The DEP recommends that everyone in Pennsylvania should have miners insurance.
Particular situation, the homeowner did not have mine subsidence insurance. It's not required in Pennsylvania, but your regular homeowner's insurance typically does not cover mine subsidence. The DEP has a program where we offer mine subsidence insurance for very low rates, and if there should be an incident at your home, if you have the insurance, then it can be covered. We estimate there's 1 million homes above mines, abandoned mines in Pennsylvania. So that's why Pennsylvania is a mining state. We recommend mine subsidence insurance. So you're not caught when something happens, yet you don't have the insurance to cover the cost of repairs, because they can be costly in the thousands of dollars.
There is now a GoFundMe page for the family with hopes to raise $75,000 to lift the house and repair the foundation, since the homeowner's insurance will not cover any of the damage due to the mine collapse. To help the family, you can make a donation at gofundme.com/mineshaft-hole or check out the link on our Facebook page. Luzerne County Council has added a voting meeting to the schedule. That's because it hasn't decided anything regarding the budget yet. Council must find $9.95 million in cuts or new revenue if they want to avoid a tax hike. Right now, there is a 4% property tax hike proposed, along with a new $5 vehicle registration fee and permanent elimination of the Homestead Act exemption. McCloskey-Houck wants to vote on lump sum cuts or additions by division instead of making line-by-line budgetary changes. The idea being County Manager David Pedri would then decide how to shift money around to cover departments within each division. Councilwoman Kathy Dobash has proposed a 4% across-the-board spending tax. Tuesday's meeting, which includes a public budget hearing, will begin at 6 p.m. Former Penn State assistant coach Mike McQueary got a bigger payday than expected. Last month, he was awarded $7 million in his wrongful termination suit against Penn State. Wednesday, he got another $5 million. Judge Thomas Gavin ruled McQueary's whistleblower claim entitled him to the additional money, making the total settlement about $12.3 million for defamation and misrepresentation. The judge said McQueary was humiliated, including being told to clean out his office in the presence of Penn State personnel, an action that suggests he had done something wrong and was not to be trusted. Gavin ruled Penn State retaliated against McQueary. He said the university has never publicly acknowledged that McQueary's reports to Paterno, athletic director Tim Curley, and vice president Gary Schultz were done following the school's policy. McQueary was unable to get a job at Rite Aid because of the publicity involved in the case. If you drive Route 93 into Cunningham, you'll notice that one business is getting into the holiday spirit. Almost everyone loves Christmas trees, especially the staff at SJM Auto Sales Enterprise. For the past few years, they have put a large tree on display, something for the entire community to enjoy.
It's a 50-foot blue spruce. It has 5,000 lights on it and some other ornaments we added this year. Something we started doing about 3 years ago. And last year was naturally a bigger tree than the first one, and this year's a little bit bigger. To give back to the community and help with the Christmas spirit. The people really enjoy it. It seems to brighten their day, and as long as we can keep doing it, we're going to keep doing it.
SJM stays green by using trees that were already going to be cut down. Various members of the community work together to make the presentation of the tree possible.
We look for donations every year, and we always try to find trees that we're going to get cut down anyway. This year, the Hall family from West County Road here in Sugarloaf donated the tree, and I want to thank them. And we also I want to just say, we get some help from a couple local businesses to help us do this. P&R Trucking always comes in and helps us erect it and haul it here. Cooper's Tree Service always helps us. They cut it down for us and help us get it up in the stand there. And so I want to give a thanks out to them. And also this year, Mr. Sampson from Sugarloaf loaned us his crane. The decorator made it easier.
To bring even more holiday spirit to the community, on December 10th, SJM will be having a special visit from Santa and his reindeer. SJM is also a drop-off location for Toys for Tots to help give back to children who may be less fortunate.
I like the Toys for Tots, and I wanted to try to do something to get people to come in and drop toys off. We're going to have Santa here for the children on December 10th from 12 to 4, and we're also going to have live reindeer in a petting zoo, environment there for kids to come and see. So it should be a good time, and we're going to have refreshments and some treats for the kids, and we hope parents will drop a toy off for the Toys for Tots.
To make sure your season merry and bright, be sure to check out the 50-foot tall tree and holiday events that SJM is hosting. State Representative Jerry Mullery has a new office in Freeland. It moved to 407 Center Street. Hours have yet to be determined. The phone number is 570-636-3500. Well, it's time now for a first look at our forecast. A dry, cold first day of December, but hopefully we'll see some sunshine this weekend. Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbaczyk is in the Weather Center with all the details. Joe?
Yeah, we got some sunshine heading in our direction for this upcoming weekend, but it's going to be much colder across our area. And the question is, will we see any snow in the 7-day forecast? I'll be the one to let you know, so stick around in just a few. And
Thanks, Joe. Coming up next, despite all the rain we've seen over the last few days, counties across Pennsylvania are still facing drought warnings. WYLN spoke with DEP about the issue, and WYLN's Aaron Harvey will have an update. Plus, the true meaning of Christmas will be in living form this weekend in Cunningham. Find out all the details from our Abby Piskel. More news, weather, and sports is coming your way here on WYLN. Stay tuned.
You're watching WYLN News with Ann Gownley, video journalists Mike Lula and Julie Stefanovich, Paula Degnan, Gary Perna, Abby Piskel, and Aaron Harvey. Sports with Eric DeBerardinis and John Eric Poli, and weather with Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbaczyk.
Baby's coming.
Now?
Yes, now.
Call you back. Did she go to the hospital?
Just a few minutes ago.
Your wife's having the baby.
What?
The baby. Go. I got this.
You're sure?
It's what I did when I started this place.
We know what went into building your wealth. Our financial advisors put the same care into helping you craft a plan to manage it. Wells Fargo. Together we'll go far.
It's hard to believe that most of Pennsylvania is either in a drought warning or watch after all the rain we just had. Everyone is encouraged to be mindful of their water consumption over the next few weeks. WYLN's Aaron Harvey has more on the drought.
Despite the almost non-stop rain we had over the past few days, many counties across the state of Pennsylvania have been put on a drought warning or drought watch status. 4 counties were put on drought warning status on November 3rd, and 30 counties were put on drought watch status. The Commonwealth Drought Task Force met yesterday, and the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection announced that there's no changes in county drought declarations despite the recent precipitation. Regional spokesperson for the Pennsylvania DEP, Colleen Connolly, is asking everyone to cut back on their water use.
We had 2.5 days of rain, and it's very welcome rain. Unfortunately, it's not enough to lift the drought restrictions that we have in place or the voluntary cutbacks that we've put in place. Luzerne County is still under a drought watch, meaning we're asking people to cut back voluntarily 5% water use. People aren't washing their cars now, although the weather's pretty warm. Don't run the dishwasher until you have an absolute full load. Try to, cut back in doing laundry. If you're brushing your teeth, shut the water off. Cut down the time taking showers. Right now, we're in a voluntary reduction, at least in Luzerne County. In Carbon and Schuylkill counties, we're under a 10 to 15% voluntary reduction. So really watch your water usage there. If you don't have to wash your car, don't do it. Okay, if you can wait a little bit longer to run that dishwasher, that would be great. But everything is voluntary at this point. We're not in a drought emergency.
Because it rained almost non-stop over the last few days, water levels in most rivers and dams have gone up slightly. But they are still surprisingly low for this time of the year.
If you look at the Susquehanna River, it is pretty low. If you look at Beltsville Lake, it's pretty low. If you look at the Little Lehigh Creek down in Lehigh Valley, it's virtually non-existent. So that you can tell by your own looking just how bad it is.
The Drought Task Force is meeting regularly to evaluate the current situation the state faces.
The Drought Task Force met in Harrisburg yesterday. They're going to meet weekly, and eventually it'll go to every 2 weeks, to monitor conditions and evaluate conditions across the state. And what we've determined is precipitation is about 3 to 8 inches below normal rainfall in the Northeast. Groundwater levels are pretty low also. So because of that, we're asking people to voluntarily cut back until we get some significant precipitation. It could come in the form of snow. We don't know.
Simply turning the water off when brushing your teeth or taking a shorter shower can go a long way when conserving water.
To really try and keep an eye on water, voluntary cutbacks on water. Keep an eye on how much water you are using, especially in the holiday season. People are baking, people are cleaning. You got to really be aware of what you're doing. And we don't want this to go to the next level. So if you can do your part now, before we have to go to mandatory restrictions, see how you could help out.
For more information, you can visit dep.pa.gov. In Wilkes-Barre for WILN News, I'm Aaron Harvey.
Coming up next, Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik is back with a full look at our forecast. Plus, an annual tradition at a church in Cunningham is being held this weekend. Find out all about it from our Abby Piskel. All that and more, plus sports with Eric DeBardinis is coming your way here on WYLN.
Weather on WYLN TV is brought to you by Fairway Subaru, proud to support Make-A-Wish Foundation of Greater PA with a $250 Subaru donation in connection with the Share the Love event, helping to share even more love right here in our community through January 3rd.
The Victoria story's a glorious story, the sweetest that's ever been told. They found they were handy at making fine candy for family and friends to behold. Word spread through the land that Victoria's candies would one day be leading the rest. Now that day is here, for the facts are quite clear that Victoria's candies are best.
When your car won't start one cold winter morning, call Paul's Auto Center. He offers mobile battery service along with 24-hour towing and recovery. With 2 locations to serve you, Beaver Meadows and Hazelton. AAA members are welcome. lockouts, flat tires, winch outs, paint and body repairs, not to mention complete car and truck repairs. All this and more at Paul's Auto Center. Call 570-455-8418.
Enter Penny's Classified Holiday Promotion for your chance to win one of these great gift certificates from the Purple Rose Cafe, Bar Bush Auto, TM Auto, Ham Cakes, Product Jewelers, Vesuvio's, A&A Pizza, and John's Family Restaurant. Call 570-459-1869 extension 1110 and leave your name and phone number for a chance to win. Winners will be announced Monday, December 19th on WYLN's Evening Edition at 5:30 and Late Edition at 10 p.m. Good luck to everyone and happy holidays.
Well, it's much colder now across our area versus the last couple of days. We can say goodbye to the warmer air that we've had across our region. We can say hello to the chillier air across northeastern PA. And it's even going to get colder as we start going into this upcoming weekend. The good news is really not looking at any significant storms to talk about. Maybe a chance of some rain and snow showers mixed in a 7-day forecast, which we'll get to in a little bit. But going into the weekend at this point in time, things not shaping up to be too bad across our area. A little bit breezy outside as I speak. The numbers tell the tale of what it's like out there. Temperatures generally only in the 30s. That's about it. And again, you get those winds out there. They're a little bit more than what we've experienced the last couple of days. So you get a little bit of a chill in the air. But you know what, so far, now that we're in December, we really can't complain. Weather has been pretty quiet and really haven't seen much activity in terms of winter weather even in November or October. And we know how things can change rapidly across our area. How did we do temperature wise? There you can see we did get up to 50, but that was, I don't know what you were doing at 2 o'clock in the morning, but it was 50 degrees. Since then, temperatures have all gone downhill, and we got wind gusts coming in at 28 miles per hour. Throughout the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, well, it's going to get colder even over the next several days. Temperatures now generally holding in the 40s, lower 50s in southeastern PA. But notice already out toward the west, temperatures only in the 30s. That's an indication of some colder air that's going to start to make its way into our area. And we're all going to have to just get used to it. Here's a look at the winds. Much different than the last couple of days. If you remember, they generally were under 5 miles per hour, even calm. Now, these are sustained winds, not accounting the wind gusts. You're looking at 10, 15, 20 or so miles per hour. Here's a look at the Fairway Subaru 7-day forecast. Fairway Subaru is proud to support Make-A-Wish Foundation of Greater Hazleton, Pennsylvania, with a $250 donation in connection with the Share of the Love event, helping to share even more love right here in the community through January 3rd. Tomorrow looking good, 42 degrees, and then in the 30s as we go into our Saturday and Sunday. Monday we're going to be up into the 40s as well. 30s only for Tuesday, and then there's a chance of some scattered showers around as we start going into our Wednesday and Thursday of next week. Stick around, we'll have a lot more for you coming up after the break.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Your friends at Steinbrenner Auto Sales and Service send you greetings of the season and much happiness in the year ahead. The Cheese Store and More is your one-stop shop for holiday favorites. Order your cookie trays, your meat trays, and baskets now. The last day to order is December 8th. So call or stop in today and remember their holiday hours.
Tickets are now on sale for the annual Sounds of the Season concert at the Alice C. Wiltsey Performing Arts Center in Hazleton. Ring in the holidays with performances by the Hazleton Philharmonic Orchestra under the direction of Robert Lagana, Fabergé Follies, Fabergé School of Dance, Hazleton Philharmonic Big Band Sound, the Tin Roof Brass Band, and narration by Reverend Anthony Generos. Tickets are $10 for adults and $5 for children. Sounds of the Season is brought to you by these businesses.
It's officially December and the Christmas season is in full swing. Commercialism can take over the holidays, but members of one church work hard to make sure the true meaning of Christmas is shown each and every year. WYLN's Abby Piskel has the details.
Christmas is just around the corner, and with all of the worries of finding the perfect tree, putting up the decorations, and getting all of the gifts, sometimes the religious meaning of Christmas is forgotten. Members of the Christ Lutheran Church in Cunningham have celebrated Christmas by having a living nativity for the last 23 years.
It's been a big hit with the entire community in all of those years. I've been involved personally for all 23 years, so it's a great way to celebrate the true meaning of Christmas, and it's always exciting to see how many people come out to visit us each year.
The nativity started with only 10 scenes and has grown to 14, improving each and every year. Not only do members of the church participate, but there are live animals as well.
Anybody comes to see it will enjoy it. We have live animals, including Humphrey the camel. He's our latest star. He'll be here this year again, weather permitting.
Members of the church work year-round to make the living nativity possible, and it's their way of giving back to the community.
We have well over 100 congregation members who participate in this event every year. Some working as characters, others working behind the scenes, but it's an entire church effort to pull this off, and it really has become a year-long event. Making of costumes, selecting costumes, repairing costumes, and organizing and lining up all of the live animals and the characters that we use throughout the 2 nights.
The event is drive-through with no cost to attend.
The location is Christ Lutheran Church in Cunningham. It's a main street. It's the church with the big white cross in front. And if you come, you'll know where you're at because you'll get in line with the cars. We shut the gates at every half hour for change of personnel. We do this on Saturday and Sunday this week, and it goes from 6 to 8 in the evening. So come with your smiles and we'll be looking for you.
Again, the Living Nativity is this Saturday and Sunday from 6 to 8 at the Christ Lutheran Church located on Main Street in Cunningham. For WYLN News, I'm Abby Piskel.
Thank you, Abby. Coming up next, Eric DeBerdinis is in with sports here on WYLN. Plus, Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik will have one final look at our forecast. Stay tuned.
The Victoria story's a glorious story, the sweetest that's ever been told. They found they were handy at making fine candy for family and friends to behold. Word spread through the land that Victoria's candies would one day be leading the rest. Now that day is here, for the facts are quite clear that Victoria's candies are best.
Enter Penny's Classified Holiday Promotion for your chance to win one of these great gift certificates from the Purple Rose Cafe, Barbosciato, Tiamato, Ham Cakes, Product Jewelers, Vesuvio's, A&A Pizza, and John's Family Restaurant. Call 570-459-1869 extension 1110 and leave your name and phone number for a chance to win. Winners will be announced Monday, December 19th on WYLN's Evening Edition at 5:30 and Late Edition at 10 p.m. Good luck to everyone and happy holidays.
So, MMI girls basketball, different this season due to the fact there will be no MMI girls basketball. The boys, different for other reasons. The Preppers project to have 3 starters that have never started a varsity game after losing mainstays John Stish and Ed Herbner to graduation. Personnel might change the style, but not the culture.
I'd say it's going to be a little unique, and I'm not sure exactly how it's going to work yet, because I mean, we have a starting five that's pretty much completely unique to what we've had the past few years. I'm not really exactly sure how it's going to work out, but I'm excited to see it.
We're really scrappy. We give 110% all the time. We play till our hearts are numb. We give everything to win.
Not the most experienced, but MMI gains size in freshman Philip Byreal.
It is funny because everybody asks me, what are you going to do with the 6'6" guy? Because we would traditionally go into rosters with our biggest player being 6'1", and a 6'1" guy guarding a 6'7" guy. But we'll do some new stuff. We'll do some old stuff, and hopefully we'll throw it against the wall, see what sticks.
With changes to the PIAA, MMI not guaranteed a playoff berth this year, so the early season definitely matters now. Preppers open with Panther Valley next Saturday. Lots of schools doing the whole meet the team thing. Last night we caught up with the Hazleton boys and girls basketball teams at Meet the Cougars night. The Cougars coming off another 20-win season on the boys' side and with the potential to do that again starting early.
We've been working on our conditioning, our strength, our jumping ability, obviously, as you can see, and then just getting better as a team.
Very tough non-league schedule. Our league is very competitive, so we're hoping to do a lot to prepare ourselves for that, district championship opportunity, and these guys are shooting for that, and we're going to work really hard to try and get to that point.
The Lady Cougars captured a district title last year, and they're eager to repeat.
We're excited, we're willing to take on any challenge that we get, and we're looking forward to a great season.
We have two people coming back, Kendra File and Maddie Morocco, and as quick as the young kids can develop, that's how good we're going to be. But they're working hard, there's tremendous competition, I'm kind of excited and stuff.
The Cubs will have the chance to repeat as champs, and the All-Star game won't have any bearing on who gets home field advantage in the next World Series. It's acronym time. The MLB has agreed to a new CBA, which means no lockout. The team with a better regular season record will have home field advantage in the Fall Classic starting next year. Now, Joe Maddon back in Hazleton in a few weeks for his annual holiday celebration. We'll have more details soon. For now, that's it for sports. Stay tuned.
It's time to find your copy of the Freeland Progress. Look inside for the cemetery adventure featuring local historic cemeteries and a special story about our local anthracite history. The Freeland Progress is free at locations throughout Freeland, Whitehaven, Blakesley, Berwick, Cunningham, Drums, and the Hazleton area.
John's Family Restaurant in the Churchill Mall. Enjoy a full menu with all homemade food. From breakfast, soups, sandwiches, entrees, and desserts. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner specials. The food is great, the price is right. Open Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Sunday, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Shop and save at Crotic Jewelers this holiday, offering Pulsar, Seiko, and Jules Jurgensen watches at 40% off, diamond and gemstone rings 30% off, and a wide variety of in-store discounts. Located at the 22nd Street Plaza in Hazleton. Call 570-459-1810.
Ralph M. Cameron, specializing in quality and affordable construction services for residential, commercial, and industrial, licensed and insured. Call 570-401-0654 today for all your construction needs.
All right, we're in the 40s as we go into tomorrow. A mix of sun and clouds, and it gets colder. We're going to be only in the 30s. Looking dry as we go into this upcoming weekend. And then as we start going into early next week, I'll tell you what, gradually see back up into the 40s, upper 30s out there. Not looking at any big storms to talk about anytime soon, but by Wednesday and Thursday of next week, we may have to deal with a couple of scattered showers around. But that's about it. It's going to get colder. Look at those overnight lows. Generally dropping down into the 30s and 20s.
So expect maybe some frost on some of those windshields. Some of the cold.
This time of year.
Yeah.
December.
So yes, that's what I gathered.
That's, yeah.
24 more days till Christmas.
How about it? When I went to write in the date today, I was not shocked, but I was. December 1st.
Yeah.
Already here. I don't even know how much of 2016 we even remember. It was so fast. But
I don't know about you. I don't remember much.
What are you going to do? But like he said, 24 days.
We'll talk after.
24 days till Christmas. Get on out there. Have a good night, everyone.